When you look around and you see that you're the biggest person in the room, or that at least that's your perception of what's going on, it kind of makes you want to hide yourself. And I think that's why I push so much now to like put myself in that position. That's why I do this. That's why I'm here today, is because I'm like, yes, you can be that bitch.
Hello.
Hi.
Introduce yourself.
I'm Carter. I'm 21 years old.
Isla, 23 years old.
I'm Kayla. I'm 30 years old, and I'm here to do a nude portrait.
Have you ever done a portrait before?
I have not.
So you haven't done a nude portrait before?
No.
What are you expecting out of the experience?
I'm hoping this is kind of like therapeutic because lately I have been like struggling with like body image.
I've been through a lot, and I think that it's something for me to be able to look back on and enjoy.
Go ahead and step back there and get into your robe.
Alrighty.
Alexa will step in and start taking photos when you're ready.
Ooh, this is weird.
You ready? Yeah. And I can get started.
Yeah, you can get started. Have you always been comfortable showing your naked body?
No, when I was a kid, I was like, no!
Wondering if you can name kind of big moments you've had in your physical life.
Okay, so story starts out really dark. I was dealing with like sexual abuse, so that's not a good start.
Around 5 is when I started realizing that my body was different than others. I had a keloid that was in a private area, and I had to have it removed twice.
From the time I was in like kindergarten, I had people who were friends with me just so that I could give them piggyback rides and shit like that. Like that's what it's like if you're like a big boy. Like they're like, yeah, that. Like I want to ride on you. I'm like, what?
How are you taught to think about your body?
Be thin, be pale.
Any positive ways that you were raised, do you think?
In terms of body image,
Yeah.
no.
I grew up in the suburbs. I was like one of 3 black people in my elementary school. And so I did for a while feel like, you know, if I could change the color of my skin, I would.
Do you still feel that way?
No.
I was like, if you're fat, there's nothing else you can be, you know? Like that's it. And then I goddamn played Tracy Turnblad in Hairspray. I had to scream and shout from the hilltops like I am fat and I am proud, you know, because that is what she stands for. And she was a huge fucking icon for me as a kid. Like, there's no fat people on TV, so I was like, that's the one.
I think when I became sexually explorative, that is when I felt like I was starting to reclaim some of, you know, my body that I felt like I had lost to abuse.
I was made fun of a lot for being a virgin, which I think really messed with me mentally about my body, because then I was kind of like, why am I not wanted? But how do you start dating when you don't like yourself? And so I wound up getting an STD from this person right out the bat. And I felt very used.
What's the first time you were impressed with your body?
I was actually on the girls' swim team and I was incredibly fast.
My calves, bro, like, don't play with me, bro.
I'm pretty proud of the fact that I am considered an overweight person and I'm healthy. For me to have so much dislike or distaste for my body and my body not to give up on me says a lot.
Tell me about a time that you felt betrayed by your body.
Since I came out as non-binary, realized I was non-binary, I don't know how you say that. I feel kind of betrayed every time I have my period. Like, because I feel like it doesn't apply to me. Like, don't play me like this. Like, I have important things to do.
My tush is quite small. I heard that women still are like physically developing by 25, so I'm like, please give me some hips.
Do you have scars you're proud of?
You would think I would hate them, but my keloid scars, my last boyfriend also had keloids, and so I thought it was cool to find like another person, and I was able to kind of accept myself in that way.
I was 17 when I became pregnant. I went from like 108 pounds at the start to 200 pounds. My stomach has some serious stretch marks. Now I'm proud. of my stretch marks.
All my stretch marks are beautiful. They're super shiny and like they look like lightning.
What's your relationship to your body now?
I'm not gonna lie and be like, oh, I'm completely at peace with where my body is right now, because I'm not by any means. But I think that I am like healthier than ever. I am fitter than I've ever been.
During quarantine, I've lost a shit ton of weight because I didn't have enough money to fucking feed myself. I've been having a really hard time with that because I've been fat my whole fucking life. So like, for me to like feel like it's slipping away from me terrified me. I was like, who the fuck, literally Mulan. Who is that bitch I see?
I think having a daughter has like really forced me to reflect more on how I speak about myself, at least in front of her. I put on such a freaking front. And you know what? I do it all over social media. You know, like you're beautiful the way that you are. I just hope that if I continue to do that, maybe one day I'll believe it in myself.
I've thought so little of myself and my body for so many years. There are days when I look in the mirror and I'm just like, not today. And then there's days where I do something completely out of the norm, completely something I would have never thought to do in a million years in front of anybody. But it's kind of cleansing. It's cleansing. It's nice. Honestly, I'm trying my hardest not to cry because it's emotional for me.
Is painting right now helping you not cry?
Yes, because I'm concentrating on something else.
I feel like it's kind of mischievous. I like it.
All right, will you show camera?
Yeah. I think the yellow spots kind of make me look like an ogre, and I always loved Fiona so much because have you ever met anybody who does the reverse freaking makeover where they stay being the fat bitch and they don't get some random makeover that makes them skinny? I'm like, bro, that's lit.
I purposely didn't do my face because I wanted to focus more on my body. I liked my breast in this photo. I liked the shape of them. They looked a little higher up, which was nice. Made me feel good about myself.
I really tried with the booty pop when I was posing. I don't know how well this is working.
What's going on with the head?
Let's just make it a jumbled mess, just like me, you know? I'm just this jumbled mess.
How was this today?
It was liberating. I wasn't nervous. I didn't feel awkward or out of place.
Did you expect to?
I did. I definitely thought I was gonna have a whole complete nervous breakdown.
Kayla, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. Really enjoyed the shoot.
Sweet.
It's cute.